Welcome everybody, and thank you so much for signing up for this webinar. It's my first webinar. First of all, I would like to thank the team that has put this webinar together. Ninon, Haley, we've got Marcus and Matlo, she just joined us just now. So it's an effort of a team, and thank you attendees. I am so excited that you signed up today. Thank you so much. This really means a lot to me. I've been dreaming about this day since the lockdown, and the day has arrived, and thank you so much. So I am going to share the screen right now. The topic that I have here is, can everybody see? If you don't see the title there, please do type in again on the Q&A or on the chat, and the team will be able to probably assist. The powerful and proven key strategies to help you navigate the business and leadership challenges and thrive in uncertain times, which is the new norm. We are in an unprecedented time. It's a very difficult time that we have. The COVID-19 has just created havoc for everybody. And everybody is asking questions. How do I navigate this evil for my family, for myself, for my business, and for my teams? So just starting with what is happening right now in the world. Is COVID a black swan? Is COVID a black swan? A lot of people have been asking this question, is COVID a black swan? To be honest, I don't have the answer. Some people are saying it is a black swan, some people are saying it's not, because we should have anticipated an event like this. There was the Spanish flu before, and we should have predicted that there could be a coronavirus like this. So I don't know. The world is changing. That we are 100% sure. It's a crisis. It's business unusual. If we look at the social impact, 185 countries have been impacted globally. As we stand today, we've got about 8 million cases and about 440,000 deaths globally. I'll just pick South Africa and Australia, because I live in Australia and I'm South African.
Patience. Can you please just change the presentation to presentation mode? Can you just change the presentation mode?
I don't know why it's not. Okay, there we go. It's not, okay. If we look at South Africa, thank you, Nino. If we look at South Africa, we've got about 80,000 cases, about 1,674 deaths, and about 44,000 that have recovered, which is encouraging. In Australia, we have got about 7,367, about 102 deaths, 6,870 recovered. I'm just putting these statistics. I mean, everybody knows and people are reading. It's just showing how deep this problem is. We've had social distancing, health systems collapsing, isolation, depression, poverty, and unemployment. Is this the new norm? We've had remote working, people working at home, something that has been forced on us over a period of less than 3 months. Then, of course, just now we've got Black Lives Matter. So we've got a crisis. We look at the economic impact. The spread has left many businesses around the world counting the costs. We had an oil price collapse. I mean, I could not even believe the oil price was negative at some point. Many economies are expected to be in a recession. The global shares have taken a knock. And this is just over less than 6 months. So it's definitely business unusual. If you look at the political side, the leaders are scrambling to deal with problems, slumping sales, stalling supply chains, companies are closing down. And right now, I really do feel, especially for entrepreneurs, because those are the hardest hit. There has been some government bailouts. Is it enough? We have obviously the US elections that are coming. I mean, it's a superpower. Democrats versus Republicans on the 3rd of November. The rise in tensions between China and US. It could get worse. So what does this mean? On the technological front, new way of work, remote working, the fourth industrial revolution. Some people are already talking about the fifth industrial revolution, the upskilling, the reskilling. There's no job for life. It's definitely things changing. From a regulatory point of view, the borders are closed. I love traveling, but I can't even go anywhere because of COVID. What does it mean for you and me? And this is a question that I've been pondering. I was in self-isolation when I came here in Australia. Initially, I was really feeling down, feeding my mind on, new cases and the horror, the trauma. But I had to get up. Parts of many economies are slowly opening. I think we know now. But the question is, are we at the end or are we at the beginning? Or should we prepare for a resurgence in the fall or even sooner? There are many unanswered questions. Is remote working now the way of life? What should I be doing for my family, for myself, my business? All I can say is, what you have control, just do it. But what you don't have control, you should not put your mind into something that you don't have control, because it can really suck you into fear. The uncertain times and the crisis, they actually need bold and empathetic leadership. And we need to unlearn. We need to relearn, be more resourceful rather than having more resources, because we have all the resources. But we need to be more resourceful. We need calmness and decisiveness. So, okay, why are we here today? I'm going to help in putting some of the strategies to help you to navigate the current crisis, the current uncertainty. So what I've done is, for the past 3 months, I've been attending every webinar that I could put my hand on, because I thought I need to be more resourceful. I need to educate myself. I need to know, what does this mean for me? What should I be doing? What should I stop doing? So here we go. The first strategy that I have, this actually came from the McKinsey business, from the Harvard Business Review in McKinsey. The first part is on physical capacity. As an individual, so this is about leading self, because as I mentioned, if you're a leader, you've got to first take care of yourself. I mean, even in the aeroplane, they always say, you've got to put the mask yourself, and you can look after your family. So if you don't take care of yourself, studies have shown poor judgment, poor decisions, and that can have rippling effects. We've seen, for example, Steve Jobs, somebody that I really, really admire a lot and a smart person. But he got so stressed with so much going on. And he never used to sleep, used to work so hard. Your health is your new wealth. Your health is your new wealth. What do? There's some rituals that I do myself. I do meditation, I do yoga, I exercise, I do Zumba. So some of you may be going to be doing gym at home, simple exercises online. That's important. The emotional capacity is about creating the internal climate that drives the ideal performance state. Things such as meditation. The mental capacity, what is it that you actually do to bring the physical and emotional energy together so that you can be at peak? Then the most important is the spiritual capacity. And I think this is where we actually need it more than ever, because when you don't have control and you can't make sense of what's happening, the spiritual capacity is so powerful. And I'm speaking also for myself, because that's what I could draw strength on. To say, I leave it to the universe. Whatever religion that you are, the spiritual capacity, it's shown, it's Harvard Business Review. That's what leaders do. We may have different religions, but we all have a spiritual power that we look up to. And I've just drawn this, it's the environment that is constantly changing. You can't control that environment. And the most important part again is sleeping 8 hours. It helps you to balance and to focus. I mean, there's so many studies that have actually shown the impact of not having enough sleep. Less than 5 hours, it's not healthy. So these are the strategies to help you leading self. How do you unleash your superpower? It starts with yourself. The second part is on, this is the leading self that I was talking about. I will just quickly go back. What I've drawn here is a triangle which has got strategy, implement, and mindset. The mindset is about where do you put your focus in terms of your mind, especially in a crisis. Do you focus into solving problems? Do you focus into helping move issues, being a problem solver? What do you focus on? I think those are questions that one is going to ask themselves when you're leading yourself, because we live in a world that is constantly changing. It can be volatile, unpredictable, chaotic. It can be calm. Where is your energy? Do you see opportunities or obstacles? Some people say when the economies are good, the rich will eat the poor. When there is a depression or a recession, it doesn't matter. It's how fast that eats the poor. And it talks to speed, agility, adapting, which comes to, it is not the strongest of the species that survives. I love this quote because it speaks to adapting to change. And we all manage change differently. But the sooner you find tools or resources that help you to deal with change, the better it is. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. That's Charles Darwin. I love this quote. Let's look at strategy 3, how to help teams to unlock their positive, resilient superpower to thrive. It comes to leading others. We have seen our leaders, different leadership styles. This is a humanitarian crisis. We need leaders who are compassionate, who have empathy, how they embrace change, show vulnerability, build a trust-based culture, especially in a remote working. Because I mean, for example, if you're working from home, how does your manager trust that you're doing the work? You need that trust. And one of the papers was talking about there will not be any static organizational structures. That's one of the things we should now get used to. It's not going to be static where you've got the CEO, you've got that. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be very agile, and people are going to multi-skill and be able to lead teams differently in different countries, because people are going to be working from home, and it's going to be more output-based. So we need more communication, effective communication, if people are going to be working remotely. So in summary, peak performance leaders will break out of silos and improve workplace culture. I want to talk just briefly on the diversity and inclusion. It's key. We've seen what has been happening across the globe. Lerato is going to talk more about it, but this is one of the most important parts. How diverse are you in your team? Because when you're diverse, you've got different perspectives. Studies have shown companies which are more diverse, it impacts on the bottom line. So this is one of the most important parts of leading others. We are going to see more companies looking at their diversity and inclusion strategies in terms of How do I embrace everybody so that they all feel included, they all feel they're bringing their 100% to work? Strategy number 4, how to help your teams to unlock positive results, superpower. This is so important, and this forms a basis of my coaching, superpower. You see, everybody has their superpower. Everybody has a passion about something. Everybody is good at something. People know what the world needs. There's a gap in the market. So it's the passion. What am I good at? What am I passionate about? What does the world need? And I think the last part here is, what can I be paid for? Because ultimately, you still need to create value. So you can be passionate about something, but if it doesn't pay the bills, then what are you going to do? So at this point in time, it's a time to reflect on what is my superpower. Because as a leader, if you unleash this superpower in your teams, especially with the remote working, and find what they're passionate about and what they're good at, and what can bring the value in the organization. And right now, with so many opportunities in the world, in the market, then you can unleash that superpower within the organization. This is very, very powerful, and I took it from this book, which I will give you some of the references. But it talks about the ikagai. It's a Japanese saying. Strategy number 5, the key trends. It's about leading business. As a leader, do you actually look at the trends in terms of what's going to shape the future? I initially spoke about the black swan. People saying, we should have seen this coming. It's not a black swan, it's a white swan. Because if you do scenarios and you look at the trends, after every 10 years, there is always a crisis, there's always a depression. We should have known that this is coming, and leaders should have actually prepared for this. I don't have the answer, because for me, it's a black swan potentially because the rate at which the world just changed overnight. That is the black swan of it. But on the other hand, if we're able to do some scenarios and we're able to prepare, then we should have seen this coming. So how do we lead businesses in a constantly changing environment, which is volatile, unpredictable, chaotic, and calm? It comes to strategy. It comes to innovation. It comes to leadership. Because if your strategy, you ensure as a business, cash is king. You ensure you have enough cash. You look and you scan the environment to say, what could potentially happen? And you're constantly innovating. And you've got the right leadership, leading people. Then this should be the key to success. Can it apply in a black swan? Potentially, because there are some companies right now that are thriving. There are companies that are thriving. They constantly innovate. They are quick to respond. They have strategies that are so robust that they know, and they put their people ahead of anything, which is leadership. Because if you don't have the people, you cannot succeed in an organization. Leadership is key. Having that foresight. So I'll talk about innovation. How does the future look like? Be a gapologist. It means always looking for gaps in the market to adapt. Because if you don't adapt, you die. We saw like Kodak before. So many other companies. We saw Apple looking at the gap in the market and creating a new product. Cash is king. Strategies to thrive. This is a graph that I just took off the internet. Zoom, the platform we're using. 131% share price increase. Netflix, Amazon, these are companies that are doing well. When everybody's suffering, some are going up. So it's true, there are some companies that are thriving at this point in time. The question is, what are they doing differently? It goes back to innovation, strategy, leadership. How quickly do you respond? What's your strategy? Do you constantly innovate? Are you a leader? You lead your teams. And I think as an entrepreneur, you look at this and say, what did I miss here? Because clearly, if you invested in February $100, that will be 131% more. So how diversified are you as an entrepreneur? How diversified are you? In a crisis, other people are making it. How? This is an example. Do I have to own my own business, or I can own a share in other businesses? So investing in shares, the diversification of your business model as an entrepreneur. What investments do I look at? I mean, we have seen Warren Buffett, that's how he started. He started by looking at companies, fundamentals of companies, what drives value, and he's been able to get to where he is now. So it's all about strategy. Digital transformation. We've seen many successful companies formed during a recession. And the list is endless, I've already shown you. So what are we doing to remodel, reevaluate our business model with the fourth and potentially get into the fifth industrial revolution? The rise of the social media, the Facebook is fastest growing. I mean, just recently I just heard WhatsApp is now accepting credit card in Brazil. I don't know how true it is, but this is a multi-billion, it's got billions of people using WhatsApp. And if you're not on Facebook and you're not on WhatsApp, and you're not doing business through WhatsApp or Facebook or any social media, then what does it mean? Because I hear some people say, I'm not on social media. It's got its own, downsides, but if you're using it for business, this is where it's going. Reskilling, upskilling, personal development, strategy 8. This is the time. The new norm requires new skills. We've seen it. Zoom, not many people knew. I remember when I was in South Africa and I was talking to some of my clients and I was saying, I will not be able to do face-to-face for now. We're going to be doing Zoom. And people are like, what is Zoom? I don't know. And then Zoom became so popular. Attending webinars which are free. I've been attending webinars, as I said, in many, during the lockdown and, being resourceful. The skills of the future, scanning the environment. What are the skills of the future? The education system will fundamentally change. We've already seen the online, becoming resourceful and not having too many resources. Seeking a coach who can help you to navigate or join mastermind programs. I mean, for example, I've joined a lot of mastermind programs. I've invested in coaches. I've invested in mastermind programs just so that I always stay on top. The knowledge industry is one of the fastest industries right now as we speak. And that is why I've actually started 2 online businesses, Peak Performance with Patience and the www.insightminingexperts.com. So in a nutshell, personal development, reskilling, upskilling, this is the time. That's one of the strategies. So many leaders, so many successful people, that's what they're doing. They're spending time upskilling themselves, hearing from those who have the experience. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. Whether we like it or not, change is a constant. We are guaranteed of that. These are some of the examples. Online businesses make money. This is a fantastic lady on Facebook who just put this, and I just typed it in, and she gave a video to say, these are online businesses that people are making money. editing photos, graphic designer, voiceover artist, graphic designer, online coach, proofreader, guest post, sell online courses, design slides, design websites, social media manager, teach languages, photographer, online seller. There's so many. Transcribing videos, Facebook group moderator, all these we never used to have most of this. I think 90%. Amazon seller, resume editor, online. All these, virtual assistant, virtual accountant, provide IT support. So before I go, I will just give you some recommended books. If you want to follow us on Facebook, it's Peak Performance with Patience. You can follow us on Instagram, on LinkedIn. And some of the books that I would like to recommend, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Business Adventures by John Brooks. So the team is going to put these books on the chat or the Q&A if you need more information on this. Thank you. I guess this is the end of our session. I would like to thank you. Thank you.